Hi, we are Paola Rea,
And Natalia Guayo.
and we're presenting to you a project on homelessness when it comes to dealing with prisons, jails, and hospitals.
Some of the biggest issues in America include homelessness and healthcare. However, a visit at a hospital does not always promise a homeless patient attention. If their condition is not life-threatening at that very moment, the homeless patient will not receive any treatment, surgical or not, simply because they do not have insurance. Just because homeless visit the hospital does not mean that they are safe. On the contrary, homeless who are let out of a hospital often result in violence. For example, the story of Sherilyn Scott, a female who was raped and viciously beat after being let out of a hospital, so bad that she had her jaw wired shut. Not all of the homeless face health issues that are physical. Many of them face mental health issues. These health issues prevent homeless people from forming and maintaining stable relationships, which often result in people misinterpreting them.
This is Michael, aged 34. As well as being homeless, he's got a long list of health problems. A form of Tourette's syndrome, damage from a stroke linked to previous drug use, now arthritis in most of his joints. But getting the healthcare you need isn't easy if you don't have an address.
When you want help, right, do you have to verbally scream and shout it out, cry for help? Because that's what we're doing out there, mate. These addicts and alcoholics out on the streets want help and would like help. But it's hard getting that help.
Health experts talk about social risk factors, sleeping rough or in poor quality housing, having drug and alcohol problems and poor nutrition. Many of Britain's homeless have all of them.
Homeless prisoners are usually older, around the age of 50 years old, but there are homeless prisoners that are in their early 20s. Many people become homeless when they get out of prison. They usually don't have family, money, or even a place to stay, and the government leaves them to fend for themselves. Many homeless prisoners want a second chance, but it's extremely hard due to not having the resources. Homelessness is linked to prisons and jails because 50,000 people a year enter homeless shelters right after getting out of prison. They often face many obstacles because of their criminal record. They can also be arrested for minor offenses, such as standing, sitting, and sleeping on the street. It's a never-ending cycle of going to prison and becoming homeless once again. It's an issue that needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Once Bradley Grimes turned 18, he left the foster care system. He became homeless right after. He had no place to stay and was not getting hired anywhere due to having autism. He decided the only way he'll be able to survive was becoming a beggar. But he often had conflict with the Middleborough Council. They gave him an antisocial behavior order. They banned him from basically living. He frequently was being arrested. He stated while he was on the streets, he was often worrying about food, shelter, and money. So it was much easier just spending his life in prison because of his autism.
Try to get arrested this time, did you?
Not really. I was going back to get another cup of coffee.
Come on, Bruce. Did it get too cold out and you want to get arrested? Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. I knew it when I read this morning. I read right through this. It got too cold out there and you wanted to get arrested. Am I right?
Maybe.
Yeah, see? I knew it, Bruce. Well, it's good to see you again. Sorry you had to be in jail. Oh, and Bruce even said, go ahead and arrest me.
Exactly.
If someone wants to give me a ticket and help me through the gate, that's more awesome too.
How many years you been out here?
Well, 19, but 12 of them I was in prison altogether.
So now when you got out,
I would say 7, then minus the 12. So
right. So then you were in prison, and then when you got out, was there any support? Or did you just go right to homelessness?
Actually, I started initially. Okay, I had a break. After 7 years, I had a break, and so I went to. I had already got established at a program in LA, the Union Rescue Mission,
I know the union rescue.
Okay, so they let me in. I was 9 months good on it. I was almost going to the second phase. I was walking back from the store getting hygiene and a couple food supplies. And I didn't literally even jaywalk. I mean, I was already across the street when the hands stopped flashing and turned solid red. And that's what they wrote me for, was walking against the street against a solid red hand. Well, the commissioner at that point, after my chaplain called him because I got a ticket and that was police contact, which is illegal according to the parole office, and it's up to them what they want to do about how they want to figure out whatever happened. But anyways, he booked me. He booked me for 6 months flat for jaywalking.
You did 6 months time for jaywalking.
Yeah, on a violation off parole, yeah.
Right, but I mean, I don't care if it's a violation off parole. It's still, I mean.
No, he booked me for 6 months.
Right, but the parole.
And I was 9 months sober and in a program and going phase 1 to phase 2 in the next month,
and then
kicking ass, not even smoking cigarettes or nothing, like just staying straight the whole time. And then this happened, and then they screwed me, and after that, I said, fuck them. I'm done. And when I got out every other time after that, I just ran. They brought me back, and I ran, and they brought me back, and I asked for maximum time every time I got busted just to get it over with.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you'd at times you'd rather be inside than be out here.
Well, when they're playing that kind of bullshit on me, yeah, because they're letting me out with nowhere to go, no community ties. Everything that they actually ask, like the first 3 things they ask you are, do you have a home or a family in the area? Do you have a job? Do you have an ID?
Right.
I don't have any of those 3, so what happens then, you know what I mean?
By receiving funds, we can help the homeless. We can be able to give them the resources they need to become stable. Everyone deserves a chance, and we should all come together to make a difference to help those in need. So these are just a few ways in which you can take action.